had the home court advantage last year in the playoffs, but dropped the first of the games when Paul George knocks down a little mid-range jumper.
You see his the value that he has for this team, creating shots not only for himself but for teammates. And there's Porzingis banking it in off the glass.
George tries to play a two-man game with Zoo, calls his own number. Oh, reorganizes in mid-flight and lays it in. And the Brew Crew come the other way, leading by one. Coffee. Oh, a slick pass to Zoo! Step on both sides, 16s, and take a... Also his one-time Clipper, Reggie Bullock. Powell in the corner for three. It is good for Dwight Powell. His 6'3", doesn't take many of them. Second chance here for Paul George and company, trying to break the tie at 12. Kennard, good look at a three. It's good for Kennard. And what's it like in terms of getting your timing? It must be much different, a little easier in the G League. And he said, no, it's much harder as Ibaka puts it up. Block, nice recovery. Oh! And he says, how do you like my back now, as he thunders it in with two. And that's the biggest difference that we are seeing, that we're just not getting to the free throw line very much. Brunson fades, fires, and fills it up as Jalen Brunson gets his second basket. 5 points for him. For the Clippers, you literally cannot play more games in an NBA schedule than the Clippers have done in the last 8 days. Nice feed from Hartenstein to Terrence Mann, and lays it. They're shooting 8 of 23 from the field. So too are the Dallas Mavericks. Porzingis for three. He's long on the attempt, gets his own rebound, waltzes in for the easy. Porzingis working on Bledsoe. A mouse in the house, and that is some free cheese. But as we've mentioned a couple of times, so too is the rest of the league. Porzingis fades, fires, and machine guns it home. 13 first half points for Kristaps Porzingis. The rebound is collected by Eric Bledsoe. Kennard with time and space for three. It's good. The third three for the Clippers cuts the lead down to 2. Timeout, Dallas. George picked up behind Porzingis, playing with those 2 fouls. Draws a crowd. Whips it into Zoo. Brings it down below his belt, but some way, somehow lays it in. As the ball stripped and has to float it back out to George. Plenty of time on the clock for the Clippers. George rises from 20 and rips the core. It's his third bucket here today. Porzingis takes a seat with no Luka Doncic here. You would imagine Brunson's going to get a lion's share of the looks. Exhibit A, Your Honor, he has 9 points and 3 rebounds. But they've got the lead, 37-30. Powell pretends to shoot the three, then drives into Zoo and is right to the rim and lays it home. Good stuff. I think we see Sacramento 3 times in the month of December. Happy for Alvin Gentry as Ivica Zubac lays. Zoo turns the corner, gets downhill. Oh, look out below! Ivica Zubac on the prowl. In particular, like Paul George, are responding in his absence. Finney Smith with 4 to shoot into Powell. And Luke Kennard made a business decision there as Powell rumbles down and throws it down. George with 7 to shoot for the Clippers, drives in on Bullock. He goes to the house. Oh my! Hello, nasty! Can this ignite the Clippers, give them a little energy, a little more focus? Reggie Jackson says, yes, it can. And now the Clippers will do some time management here. Jackson for 3. Oh, back-to-back threes for Reggie Jackson. Maybe you go right at him. On the switch, he's picked up by George. 5 to shoot. George steps away, fires the 3. It's good for Paul George. He has 11. 6th three-pointer today for the Clippers. Strong drive downhill. Finds Powell, muscles up the shot, misses wildly. Rebound tapped back to Powell, and he lays it in on a discombobulated possession. 8 to shoot for the Clippers. Bledsoe looking for Zoo, now late for Paul George. Gonna have to bail out the Clippers with a mid-range jumper, and he does what he does best, knocks it in. He's 6 of 12. And now Paul George and the Clippers are back the other way.
Clippers did a great job of building the wall. Defense, man. PG does a great job of getting that shot up and in.
Rebound tapped over to Coffee. Here comes Jackson. Clippers leading by 3. Reggie, the pull-up 3. It's good. The confidence meter at all times is off the chart. Clippers out in front with 7:20 to play in the third. George left alone. That provokes a 3. Clippers lead 61-52. Brunson went into the paint, saw that Zubac was providing military-grade protection, and now challenges due and comes away the victor. A tough shot for Brunson. 7 to shoot for Reggie. Flings up a 3, it's good again. Reggie Jackson now with 4 threes, and the Clippers have returned to form. Worth pointing out, the Mavericks have been able to battle back after trailing by as many as 10 in the game this year. They've got 5 wins as Porzingis operates on the block. George drives it on Brunson, swivels to the baseline, puts it up off the window. Oh, with a kiss and a smile. Paul George now with 20. And the Mavericks are back the other way. Sterling Brown is out there in place of Ntilikina, who is out for the rest of the game with a in the long run. We saw it last year with those stay-ready games as Reggie Jackson down the lane, high off the window and in. Reggie Jackson now with 16, Clippers by 8. Clippers lead 68-62. Kennard, the drive and the dish. Man, the catch and the swish.
A great pass by Luke Kennard.
This Clipper defense, especially in the second half, has been very disruptive. That is very disruptive. As much as I love to see him play, Boban Marjanovic. Dallas on the board here in this fourth quarter.
And you know he can turn the game around. If they go to him, go to the basket, he can get you buckets.
Marjanovic picked up by Ibaka. A slumbering move. It looked like it was well contested, but what do I know? Winslow comes out of nowhere to save the possession for the Clippers. Ibaka, mid-range, knocks it down. White Powell comes away with the rebound. Reggie was scoreless until the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. He has 16 in the game. Oh, how about some footwork there by Maxey. Defense by Man, allowing Brunson on the back door. Hardaway Jr. with 3 on the clock, 4-3. It's good. It's a 3-point game.
It's good, like it's coming out of his hands and it's going to go in.
Great look in the corner for George. Dueling banjos here in downtown Los Angeles. Don McLean was talking about it during the pregame show. Healthy competition is a great thing. He's going to beat the Zubac's numbers. And how about Reggie Jackson? 18 for Reggie.
I'll look that up after the game.
Jackson down the lane, off the window. It is good. Reggie Jackson. And the Clippers lead by 12.
Need a couple stops right now.
Brunson in the corner to Finney-Smith for 3. Victorian Finney-Smith, his first 3. 88-81. Clippers by 7. Brunson picked up by Kennard, invited baseline, obliges, takes it to the rim, and lays it in. And a nice timeout here. Porzingis below the foul line, over the top of George and knocks it down. Porzingis with 21. Brunson picks up the dribble and goes into Porzingis. Turnaround jumper over Man is good. Jumper offline. George with the rebound. Here come the Clippers looking to push to the house and punches it in with the right hand. 5-point advantage for the Clippers. Great play coming out of the timeout, and Porzingis flushes it in.
This is the isolation, the complete side of the floor.
Oh my, what a big time shot by Paul George. This is the 20th time these two teams have met in the last 2 years. The Clippers have had the lion's share of wins. Can Jackson deliver a bucket here? Awkward shot. Oh my goodness, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. The buzzer will sound. The Clippers are winners, 97-91.